All right, let's focus now at the bottom of the table. Me and Rory have had so many conversations about this. And can we remind ourselves, Rory, the teams that we picked to go down, let's not...
We said the 3 that came up.
Did we?
I did. I did.
No, you did not. No, you did not.
I 100% said the 3 that came up.
You said Luton, Sheffield United. I'm sure you said Everton.
Oh, yeah, I did say Everton.
I'm pretty sure. Clarke, what was your thinking?
I would have said Sheffield United and Luton. I said Burnley would survive, no problem, definitely. I think I might have gone for Everton too.
Everton as well. Yeah. Why have we all got it so wrong with Burnley so far? Why did we all got it wrong?
We haven't all got it wrong. You can't phrase it like that.
It's a long way to go, yeah.
It's a long way to go.
Also, you can't phrase it like that, Ade. You need to own this. You have got it massively wrong with Burnley. I've never known anybody.
He's a Kompany fanboy, isn't he?
He's a Kompany fanboy. All season he's been telling me, right, from the start, Burnley are going to do this. I think you had them to finish 10th.
I had them finish 10th.
Kompany is the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah. Not only that, I said Kompany would be the next manager of Man City. I sold him.
You also told me that their season starts against Brentford. You said that the fixtures were very unkind to them. That, the generator didn't do them any favours. But as soon as they play Brentford, that is where their season starts.
And I think I was correct with the first point of what you just said there. I think the fixture list was horrific for them. They've literally played everyone, all the big boys. They've played a lot of them. I think, all of them really. And I said, okay, this is it now. This is where their season starts. Brentford have been woeful this season, and I know they're going to Brentford, but I thought, okay, they'll get a draw, maybe nick 3 points, 2-0 down early, and I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
you watched them in the Championship last season. What's the biggest difference?
They were awesome. Well, the biggest difference is that they got different players, and I think that might be part of the problem. I think he should have stuck with more of the players that got the team promoted. Instead, he's looked to sort of upgrade it's a little bit like Raya and Ramsdale. He's looked to upgrade various positions, but they're not miles better than the ones that did the business for him in the Championship, that have that experience of English football. And they're taking a long time to acclimatise. The bottom line for me with Burnley is that at the moment, at both ends of the pitch, they're weak. They've got a young goalkeeper who is a very, very bright prospect, but he doesn't...
Remember all the excitement about them signing him? Obviously, England and 21, everyone was excited.
He doesn't have that physical presence at the moment. He probably will become an exceptional keeper, but in the here and now, he's one of the weakest keepers in the division. And in front, the centre halves are unconvincing. The bigger issue for me is probably at the top end of the pitch. Who's going to score the goals?
Yeah, as a lot of teams down there struggling for goal scorers. Yeah,
you're not going to get a better fixture than playing Brentford when they did. Like, Brentford hadn't won at home all season. Their only win all season was away at Fulham. That was in August. Like, you couldn't.
That doesn't say much now, does it? Either.
There's some good goals though.
No,
game.
exactly.
Some good finishes.
So, yes, yeah, that's true. But Brentford hadn't won at home all season. It was a dream fixture for Vincent Kompany to kick-start his season. Are you now ready to reassess what you said earlier?
I will on the weekend, because they play Bournemouth.
Oh, their season starts on the weekend.
Their season starts on the weekend. Their season starts on the weekend. I meant that when I said that last time. Yeah. They play Bournemouth, who have been awful.
Terrible.
Yeah,
terrible. I'm quite pleased as well. I know you're not meant to do this, but I find an element of joy in this. I really do. The way that they treated Gary O'Neill, I thought was just disgraceful. I thought Gary O'Neill did so well last year. To keep Bournemouth up in itself, a huge achievement. To keep them up with games to spare is magnificent. And if Pep Guardiola hadn't won a treble, I genuinely think that he could have been manager of the year. That's how impressed I was with him.
Yeah, he was very good on Monday Night Football yesterday as well.
Very good, articulate.
It's quite funny though, wasn't it? I mean, he was explaining how he went about beating the team that got rid of him. I mean, he must have taken great pleasure. Yeah. Do you reckon he suggested that piece of content?
100%. Because they have to rehearse that as well. So he's in there early.
Yeah. Have you got any ideas for an item when you're on the show, Gary?
I always wonder why managers go on there and give out their secrets. Like, they always give away too many gems.
Presumably they don't, though. Presumably they keep a lot of it up their sleeve. They give you the headlines. They give you enough to keep you happy.
Yeah.
Surprised about Bournemouth? Spent 130 million in the summer.
I'm very surprised that the style of play isn't clearer, because Antonio Iraola comes with this reputation as being an unbelievable pressing manager, and they're not pressing very well. And if you try and press and you're not very good at it, you will get annihilated in the Premier League, because teams will play through you, and that's exactly what's happening. I was really shocked when I watched Bournemouth against Arsenal recently. They just offered nothing. Yeah. They didn't. You never felt at any stage that they were going to hurt Arsenal. So, yeah, I think they've got problems, and I think that Vincent Kompany is safe for the foreseeable. I still think he's a very, very good manager. You've got to respect what he did last season.
Yeah.
But Iraola coming into English football for the first
time. There's no credit in the bank. He'll get sacked soon.
Making zero impact. In fact, taking the team backwards. I think if they get beat by Burnley, he'll go.
Yeah, I actually think he's gone already. I think regardless of the result, I think they probably already made their mind up. A team that we all had as bankers to go down are right now not in the relegation zone. Obviously a battling point for them against Forest, and that was Luton. Before we talk about Luton, let's hear from their new man, Andros Townsend.
I did pre-season at Burnley, and before you watch Luton play, you're thinking, right, Luton down, Sheffield United down, we have to be better than one other team. And then when the opportunity to Luton came up, I'm watching Luton play, I'm thinking, wow, these guys are good. These guys have got a chance. These guys are in every game. They're just not being able to put away chances. And being in that dressing room for the last few weeks, the quality's there to see. Yes, they may not have the big names, but the quality's there, the style of play in every game. Thankfully, on the weekend, we were able to take our chances, which Luton haven't done in the last few weeks. So 100% Luton are fighting, and Luton will be there or thereabouts come the end of the season.
He's got to say that, hasn't he? And he's going to say that he probably wouldn't have said that a couple of weeks ago before he signed to them. He said a couple of things. Quality, I don't know about that. But battling spirit, they've definitely got. Luton will fight and fight and fight, and whether that's enough to keep them in the Premier League, I don't know, because I do think there could be 3 worse teams than them, but
they're different.
They'll be there.
They're different, and I think that's a big advantage, because the problems that they pose opponents are just different, because they're physical and because they're around set pieces and lots of crosses into the box. They've got that. Yeah, it's a physicality that a lot of Premier League defenders don't like.
I love it. Stoke City game. Stoke City, innit?
It's a crazy game.
And look, they got battered, didn't they, by Brighton at the start of the season, and Chelsea swept them aside really easy. Since then, they've not lost by more than 1 goal. They've
beat Everton at
They've been in
Park,
some really tight games. Kenilworth Road as well. I mean, there's a lot of teams, a lot of individial players that are going to rock up there,
not enjoy
and
that.
think
they're going to go into the changing rooms and realise there's no underfloor heating.
Yeah. No, I think there's something about them. They've got something, and being resilient and robust you will accrue a certain amount of points with those 2 qualities. If you have those qualities in abundance, you will pick up enough points to potentially survive. I think what it's going to come down to is how many points you need. So if the old-fashioned 40 points is the barometer to survive.
That seems so many.
They won't survive.
For Luton and Sheffield United to get 40 almost seems impossible. I think it's going to be a lot lower than that.
I do. So I wouldn't be surprised if the 3 teams that go down. I think the 3 teams that ultimately go down will struggle to get 40 between them. And if that is the case, then Luton can survive.
We haven't spoke about the team that we all predicted would struggle at the start of the season and are struggling now. I think we all predicted they'll go down. Everton. Are we thinking they're okay just because there are 3 worse teams?
Maybe. I thought there was enough, in that performance against Liverpool.
Enough fighting spirit.
10 men, they defended valiantly.
Merseyside derby, though, they're going to, aren't they?
Branthwaite's been better for them, hasn't he? Yeah. He's improved them a lot.
He's a gem. But the problem with Branthwaite is, I feel like unless everything elevates around him very soon, it's going to go the same way as Anthony Gordon. Like, he's not going to. He's clearly, when you've just got a player that's so good, and
so much better than the rest.
We've spoken in the past, like when Sadio Mane was at Southampton, you're like, hold up, what's he doing there? Like, he's the best player on a pitch at Stamford Bridge. Why is he not in a Chelsea shirt? And I feel like Branthwaite kind of has that about him. If he doesn't see improvements around him very soon, he may have to.
They've been surprisingly attacking, haven't they? Everton, they've actually scored a lot more goals than most people expected. And I was looking at some of the data as well in terms of like shots faced this season, and they've faced fewer shots than the majority of Premier League teams. So they're keeping them at arm's length. So I think that they've made a step forward, Everton, and I think they'll be okay. I would worry more. I would worry more for Fulham than I would for Everton at the minute.